broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello. We're back. It's the Flash After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we're talking about Season 3 episode called Trajectory. Got the female speedster as the song references, so we finally get to the chorus.
we gotta bump the
3 more minutes. We're back from a bit of a break, not a hiatus, but a bit of a break. Got a couple episodes off, so it's great to be back.
Yeah.
Let's do some intros for everybody who forgot who we were, and then we'll dive in. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
Oh, yeah, I'm Micheal Drew. I tweet from Micheal_Drew, Micheal EAL. Hey.
I'm Tauri J. You can find me at Tauri J, TAURIJAY.
And I'm Roxy Striar, and you guys can find me at Roxy Striar.
Awesome. And as always, you can rate, comment, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, leave us comments there, tweet with us during the week. We love hearing from you. I just dropped my pen. So the episode kicked off. We had references to Kanye West, Evel Knievel, and Senator Beyonce Knowles.
Yes, of course. Queen Bee for Senator.
Yes. You got to.
That's my line,
I'm
Micheal
sorry.
Drew.
I'm sorry. But you got to. It invokes. When you say Beyonce, it invokes the asses.
Oh my God, that's Lady Gaga, Michael.
What is it? Is it? Beyonce's
Should we start over? There were so many crazy modern references between Netflix and Chill, and the Law and Order reference I love.
Oh, yeah. That
was awesome. But there's so many modern references place this show in the here and now of 2016. Do you like that?
As The Flash is a CW show, I do thoroughly enjoy that. I think if this was something that we were watching that was nitty-gritty on HBO and really intense, sometimes that takes me out, but I kind of think it's fabulous. Yeah, why not? That's where we are.
I just think it dates the show.
Yeah.
And it says it's here and now, whereas this is The Flash, he's always around. And I think that 10 years from now, you could watch the show and be like, yeah, this is happening today. But because of these references, Netflix and Chill, Netflix won't be around.
Oh. Hey, it might. Yeah, it might.
I'm going to have a lot of unemployed friends then.
I'm just thinking in 10 years, it's going to be oh, remember Netflix and Chill, and it'll take you out of it.
Well, I mean, I disagree a little bit because, when you watch shows like The Wire, you definitely see all the older technology, and you're like, cool. I mean,
those phones,
it existed. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the phones, then pagers. Oh,
yeah.
Phones kept getting smaller and smaller. Now they're getting bigger and bigger.
Right. So I feel like it'll just be
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it will just be something that we remember, not necessarily something that, because it never really takes me out. It's just they're saying things.
Yeah, no way to fully avoid it. Why not embrace it? This show knows its audience, and I think that it's doing a really good job.
Well, it is kind of forced. When they do the Kanye West reference, that's the only one that felt a little thrown into my face. They didn't need the Kanye. It was Edgar Allan Poe. Actually, it's Kanye West. I thought that was a little extra.
I loved it.
Yeah, it just dates the show for me.
Team cool. Team dates
Cornball.
it. Cool, that was better. Yeah.
That's why we're a team.
Tool, fool, cool.
Yeah, coming from the guy who likes yas.
Cool.
We're going to chat about the female speedster trajectory. Before we do, though, Roxy's doing a brand new show we want to tell you about.
Yeah, I am. It's called The Tomorrow Show. If you guys want, go to thetomorrowshow.com. We're live on Mondays and Thursdays from 7 to 9. It's with our very own executive producer, Kevin Undergaro, also produced by Maria Menounos, and co-hosted by myself and Ashley Daniels. A bunch of other AfterBuzzers have been working on it too. And honestly, when people are like, what is the show about? It's kind of a mixed bag. We're in Star Star Trek uniforms. Last night we interviewed Farrah Abraham, so we do things like that, but we also get really nerdy and watch old movie clips and play like really, really dated songs, which this side of the table loves.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's really like a crazy awesome show, so definitely check it out. Follow us at The Tomorrow Show and go to thetomorrowshow.com.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. You seem so excited, Jeff.
I know. I've been told actually lately that my excitement is not registering on my face, so I'll say it through my words. I watched the show. It's very fun.
Thank
it's
you
very
so
funny.
much. Yeah, we try. We do what we can.
Did you mention you're wearing Star Trek uniforms?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay, so I won't bring it up again.
Yeah, I did. So we get real nerdy in our Trek uniforms. I'm wearing blue, just saying.
Oh, hey, thank you very much. It's a great show. Check it out.
Yep.
Okay, so back to The Flash.
Which is also a great show.
Another great show, while we're on the subject. I really liked this female speedster trajectory. I thought she was cool. I like that she got crazy.
Yeah. I thought the actress was phenomenal. Like she really brought it. Like the whole time I was watching her, there's just so many moments where I was just like, man, this girl's good.
Good things come in small packages. And
Yes,
this girl
touche.
was small and she rocked it. I completely agree. Actress did a great job. Have a little bit of a hard time with the fact that, yes, the show's called The Flash, but we have Jay as a speedster, Wally, who we know is going to be a speedster, Jesse Quick,
Well, they're not speedsters yet.
Barry Allen, and now we're bringing in the lady speedster trajectory. I'm okay with it, but it is a lot to grasp.
It doesn't bother me at all.
I mean, they're not speedsters yet. I mean, I think we're all under the impression that they're gonna be speedsters, but it didn't happen yet. And you know, seeing what happened with Jesse by the end of the episode, it might not happen. There's still a possibility it might not go that way.
It just makes me nervous that one day we could be watching a show that has 5 season regular speedsters.
That sounds really exciting to me. I mean, mostly because it's rare that you get to see, especially, like, we have a lot of superhero stuff right now, but you don't really get to see a lot of superheroes being teamy and especially a lot of speedsters, mostly because it's super expensive and all that stuff. But, like, I feel like having a bunch of speedsters working together would be, one, a great spectacle, and two, I mean, it's a wish come true, man. Yeah. Like, all right, I will cite a specific episode of Young Justice where there are 3. There are 3 Flashes. There's Impulse. There's Barry Allen, Wally West, I think.
And Kid Flash.
Kid Flash. Oh, and also Jay is there.
Jay, yeah.
And it was the most phenomenal episode.
You're talking one episode, which is what I'm totally down with. What I'm not down with is an entire season of a show with 5 speedsters who are getting it done. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I love them coming and going. The way they're utilizing our speedsters right now, perfect for me. Makes me worried down in the future.
Okay, you're saying speedsters. Are you also thinking that way about metahumans in general? If like 5 people were to join the cast?
No.
Okay.
No, definitely not. I love watching people with different abilities. I'm loving watching Vibe come into his own and everybody kind of contribute to this team. But when you have a bunch of fast people who are all doing the same thing.
Same power.
Yes.
Yeah. I did have when we see Flash go against Trajectory, it was interesting for this one episode, and it was great because she was a woman and watching her kind of one-up him for a little bit. But at the same time, it's like fighting fire with fire, which can only keep my attention for so long.
Right, before you get burned.
Before I...
Exactly.
Oh my God.
No, that's valid. That's a valid argument. I have to agree with only that, like, after one episode, if you go like a whole season deep of everyone's being a speedster, it will kind of get dull. But I think it's going to end up with only maybe 2. I think there's going to be multiple speedsters on the show, but I don't think we're going to get like 5 to 6.
Do you think we're going to get a Wally West speedster?
Yes.
This season?
I don't know.
Like, gun to my head, yes.
You do.
But that is not 100%. That is like a 51%.
That was a strong 100 the way you said it, though.
I think the way that they have brought in characters, though, like, I don't think they're rushing to make everybody speedsters or metahumans. You know, I think that's the formula so far. I think this is an amazingly rated show. Like, the numbers keep streaming in for viewers. I think they're predicting this is going to last a really long time. So I think they're saving these cards for, like, the end. Yeah, what do you think, Tauri?
I think you're right in that I feel like they are kind of, especially with the Speedster, sticking with their original like Arrow formula where they'll drop a name or they'll have a character who is a reference to another character, but they won't necessarily be that character, at least in the first in our first introduction to them.
Yeah.
Because kind of agreeing with Roxy, it would be a little bit much if all of these people were there. Even though I'd love it, it would be a little bit much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to say that my big complaint for Trajectory is I cannot say her name.
Trajectory?
TJ. For Trajectory is that
I thought that was the complaint. The complaint wasn't that you can't say her name?
Okay, I have a second complaint.
Okay.
It's that she kept referring to Velocity 9 as the V. I need the V. Yeah. And then we went over and called it...
Give me the V.
Give me the V. And then she called it V9. And I'm like, you know what V9 is? It's just like V8. Splash.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
It's a juice drink. So I'm like, we can't call it the V.
But I like that when she called it Velocity 9, Cisco was like, that's a sexy name. Like, see, Cisco, you don't have to name everything. Caitlin named this one. It's awesome. Actually, I don't think Caitlin named it. She bumped up the number to 9, but I think it was Velocity before it came to her.
Yeah.
She had the 9, so you know.
Yeah, that's the cool part. That's the sexy part.
Yeah, we saw at the end of the episode Trajectory kind of disintegrated herself as a side effect. Can you talk about some of the side effects in the comics to V9? Because we talk about it being dangerous a lot.
I don't know any.
I mean, I know that, like, essentially it will drive you mad. That's the main thing, and that we're getting a lot of that in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the added bonus of it essentially destroying your body. Like, I mean, yes, mostly that. So it kind of is very much in line. I mean, Velocity 9 stories aren't my favorite, but, like, yeah.
Are you watching Gotham?
A
little bit?
I watch it up until this most recent season. I have to catch up.
What they were doing with her character Trajectory reminds me of what they're doing with Riddler.
Oh, yes.
It was like uncanny, the similarities with the voice, and then you look in the mirror and then you see, and all of that. That was interesting to me. It wasn't where I was originally thinking we would go with this character, but I did like we saw her going insane, and we still kind of were rooting for her because inside there probably was a good person somewhere. Caitlin was friends with her at some point, so I always love when my heartstrings are getting pulled at because I'm like, any of us could do something wrong one time, but then when you go down this path, it's tough.
It makes the ending death scene even more impactful. I didn't even look at it like that. But I keep forgetting that she never really turned. She never was really a bad person. It wasn't until she had the drug that she kind of went extreme.
Yeah, it was split personality-esque. Yeah. I've not seen Gotham at all, so I really enjoyed the effects of this.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be stand out to you. It
actually works better here than I think it does over there.
I mean, I do the Gotham After Show, and I didn't even think of that, but you bringing that up, that's true.
Very similar.
Yeah, it is kind of similar.
Not typical of Riddler in general, but on that specific show.
I liked how they pretty much turned this whole V9 situation into like Barry being anti-steroids. This whole episode is like Barry was like, we shouldn't do steroids.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that.
Just because you're not going to do them doesn't mean you need to be wasteful. Like, you don't have to drop that on the floor. Somebody's got to clean that glass up. You clean Star Labs.
Yeah, but why break it? You can use it.
You could sell it.
You can't use it though.
No, I mean, but like you can learn from it.
Yeah, I'm with you that just because we can't use it, just because we're not going to do anything with it, doesn't mean we should just smash it.
Yeah, just put it back,
it's for dramatic effect.
Right.
You're like, I don't need drugs.
You don't want to be the janitor in that place.
Well, the janitor should lock the front door also.
Is there a janitor there?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cleaning that up, like, on accident, get some of it in him.
That's a deleted scene, I think.
Yeah.
No, because they were cleaning up the glass when Trajectory, me neither,
Trajectory.
left. They were cleaning up the glass, so I think they just do it themselves.
Oh, or good for them.
Barry's bored.
They make Caitlin do it, and Caitlin's like, oh.
They should make Trajectory do it. She could do it really quickly.
Funny.
Thank you. So in noticing that Trajectory has blue lightning from the V9, Barry very quickly put it together that it was Jay and Zoom.
I was not fond of that part.
Really?
That was it. I was cool with them figuring it out, but the way they did it, like they didn't have to. Everyone figuring it out before Cisco reveals that he knows about because of his
because of vibing.
Because of his vibes. I just didn't think it was needed. Like, I just would rather have just Cisco revealed it. Like, hey guys, I touched it and I see what's his name.
Well,
I see Zoom.
I liked the slow build because we as an audience knew already. However, like they kind of had to put together the pieces, and it was also a good way of reminding the audience of like, hey, here are all the little bits that you may have forgotten over the last month or so. So like, I like that they were able to kind of, because Cisco just saying it would have been like, maybe you misread your vibe, like when you saw Hot Girl. You know, but this way it's like it was just a confirmation of something that they already dreaded.
But they got it, so it was, I don't know, I think it was too quick for me.
I see what you're saying. I'm also sorry about the noise. I was jumping in the chat right now to see how they felt about this moment. And I have to say, for me, I thought this was the best part of the episode. I loved how quickly we got there. I didn't want it to be drawn out. We figured it out kind of together. Then we confirmed it. We're all on the same page now. I get stressed out when I know more than the characters in the show do. Like, for a little bit I like it, but then I'm like, okay, hurry up. I'm there already, so get there, you know?
No, I know that keeps me entertained though, because I'm like, oh, they're finding little breadcrumbs, they're following it, like they got the Easter egg. I just was surprised because we, as the audience, found out who Jay and Zoom were last episode, and I thought that it would have carried on a little bit longer.
It felt so long because of the hiatus.
Yeah, it did.
You know?
Like, I'm not saying like it should have or shouldn't have, but I was surprised that they did that big reveal.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to change a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely surprising, but I liked that they did it with this blue fire or the blue streaks that were happening. I thought that was really smart.
But did you like the swell of classical music and then screaming out in the wilderness?
It just reminded me of. It reminded me of what was the Star Wars movie?
Oh, are you talking about
Part
episode 3?
Yeah, it reminded me of when Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It was just so. It was very melodramatic, and
I love that moment. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very pro.
I'm with you.
I'm very pro Barry Allen, specifically in this show. I'm very pro that actor, but it was just. I was like, oh, here we go. You know, he's like he had to run really far just to let his feelings out.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm actually kind of over like this like realism and like natural acting and whatnot. Like, I like a little bit more extreme and dramatic. So I was really into it, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I like that.
But like, I felt like it conveyed so much because at that moment, you remember that everyone that Barry's ever trusted has essentially betrayed him.
Okay,
and
good
so
point.
like he and beyond that, this guy that is he thinks is Zoom is also faster than him. So he's never going to be good enough, and he like ran him through the mud.
Joe West has not betrayed Barry Allen.
Not
I take
yet.
offense to that.
I mean, other Earth 2 Joe was pretty douchey.
He was. That's true.
And he got him killed.
Oh yeah.
And Barry might end up this season depressed.
He was emo at the beginning.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the Zoom storyline wrap up because we're gearing towards the end of the series. It's not the series, the end of the season.
I still don't know exactly what's going on with the Zoom storyline. Like, everybody is so convinced and so positive that Jay was fooling us this whole time and he was Zoom. And I can be on board with that, but it still doesn't explain the guy in the mask, which is, it definitely is an important key piece here. Are that people in the chat are saying they're twin brothers? How many Earths are we dealing with? Is it even Jay under the mat? Like, I don't know what's going on, so I'm trying not to get down on Jay, even though I'm feeling a little down on him, until I know the facts.
I think that's a great point.
No, that's
Because in Earth 2, Jay Garrick was a character and Zoom was a character. And as far as we're told, it's secondhand, they fought each other.
Right.
So how does that work? Was that part of the plan? Was that a show? I don't know.
And the second on the show you think you know something, they go and do the 180 on you, so I might as well just guess the opposite of what I'm thinking. And, you know, say that they're going to surprise us somehow.
Yeah, when they took Jay's mask off, or I guess Zoom's mask, and revealed that it was Jay, my first thought was that Jay picked this costume to wear as Zoom. And he could have picked anything, and he picked this black, like, melted mask. And I feel like the character then dressed himself to look like that.
Right.
Yeah, when you talk about that, Jeff, all I can think about is thinking about costumes and overanalyzing costumes. For that, we looked into it. We also looked into it when we were talking about trajectory. And you reminded me that, like, we've never questioned not us in the panel, but the people in the show have never questioned anybody's costume before, where they got it. And all different people are wearing wonky costumes.
Yeah.
They're like, she's in this costume. She must be working at a lab somewhere.
Yeah.
But in terms of his costume, yeah, I don't know if I could... Like, how do you picture him sitting down and being like...
Sewing it.
Like, I'd like to cover my mouth up. I guess I just say it because when it was just Zoom, I could accept that this is the way that Zoom looks.
Yeah.
Right.
That he has, it's not a mask, it's his face.
Yeah.
But now that we know it's a mask he's wearing, that means it was a conscious choice that the character made.
Yeah, I think kind of to your point, the oddest thing to me about it is that it's not like a dark version of Jay Garrick's outfit. It is a dark version and an alteration of Barry's outfit, who doesn't exist on their Earth. So essentially, it's this thing that's never existed that he had to come up with on his own and essentially think to himself, what's the scary version of this thing that doesn't exist?
That's
Well, maybe he used reverb
That's true.
to see what was going on. Although
We're
I think,
stretching.
like,
We're stretching.
imagine him calling up reverb, like, yo, reverb, got a job for you. Got to figure out what's going on. E1, need to know. What's he wearing? What's good in People magazine this week?
In Reverb, can you vibe and see who can sew on Earth 2?
Exactly.
I think that's a really great point, too. The character, as far as we know, had no knowledge of the Flash in order to make, like, the darker version.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he saw he could see. Well, I think he used Reverb to see them on the other planet.
Right.
I mean, because he's already aware. If he's aware that the Flash exists, he had to have been aware that he existed before. I'm guessing.
But the character Zoom probably existed before he sought out this other speedster to take their power.
Maybe he was zooming it up without the costume at first. Then when he
Right.
saw how Barry looked, then he just made a costume regarding that one.
Yeah.
I'm over the costumes and I'm on to
I mean, Vibe or Reverb could have just made it for him.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to move on. Roxy's tired of this.
Well, there was the big reveal that he's dying. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't be thinking about his costume when dude that's been the big bad of all seasons moving on.
Well, I like that urgency, too. Like, for Zoom. We know that he's going to act fast. If
Yeah.
he can even get over to our side.
So if he's dying, doesn't that mean they can just wait it out? And they'll just go back to Earth 2 and he'll already be dead?
They could.
I mean, technically, if he's dying, just leave him over there.
yeah,
He's got
how
no breaches.
So, good.
He's ruining Earth too.
That ain't
Yeah.
their home.
We have to be the good guys and care about that he's destroying an entire planet.
Hey,
like,
technically, how long has it been since they've been back? Since all the breaches have closed? Probably been a couple of weeks, right? That place is already
that's how long we've been on
It's been 3 months.
hiatus.
It's been 3 months.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
'cause
right, we
had the
flashed
3-month jump.
That planet's already in shambles. He could already be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he could already be dead.
If
What
he
if
can
Grodd took over
start,
already?
oh my god, if he can start getting messages to them on Earth 1, that's when they're gonna have the urgency to go protect Earth 2. Like, if
Yeah.
he shows that this planet is being completely demolished.
Watching them go back, he's like a complete dictator, and he runs it.
It's actually interesting that you said that, Jeff, about Grodd, though. I forgot about Gorilla City and our potential to go over there.
That is true.
Let's get back to E2.
Yeah, totally.
E2.
I really liked seeing Iris too as part of the gang. She's like a full-fledged member of the Scooby Gang to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as a side note, she looked so gorgeous in tonight's episode. When they're out of the club, even all of
always
it,
do,
she's
yeah.
so beautiful.
No wonder the new editor thought it was a date.
Yeah.
She's wearing that.
I mean, shame on him though. They're at work and she wants to grab coffee. Like, really?
No. That's a work thing. You get coffee with your boss to discuss this big important story. That's
Yeah.
a shame on him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were defending him. Okay.
No, I
okay,
said shame on him.
Yeah, I was thought that he went for it. Like, isn't he afraid of a sexual harassment suit?
Right.
Like, he just run for it. Like, yeah, you know.
And it's her new boss.
I know. Like, you just started.
Even if you're at work with somebody and you're like, do you want to go grab a drink? Even if
Yeah.
it's not coffee, although coffee is very friendly, even if it's, do you want to go grab a drink? How do you assume after one day of working with somebody and them being your boss and you're wanting to talk about a story, how do you assume that that's a date?
I don't know.
Weird.
Wishful thinking, guys. He
Totally. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Tauri.
Yeah.
No joke.
But I thought she wanted that raise.
Men are pigs.
I mean, he could be.
And now, but guys, on the counter side of her looking beautiful, this man is gorgeous. His
all right.
face looks like a Greek Grecian model statue. It's like perfect. You guys don't care the way I do, but he was so cute.
No, so this is Tone Bell, the new actor playing the new editor.
Oh.
He's a comedian. He's an actor.
He's in my
I agree.
dreams.
He is like facial features are like made to be on screen.
Yeah, like, literally. So the two of them would make visually the cutest couple. Now, do we want it to go there is a different question.
I am just mad that it happened his first week on the job.
The way he thought it was going down is kind of freaky. You know, like, dude, like the first coffee, and you think that she wants this. That's kind of sketchy.
Guys, you act like he like put his junk on the table.
He borderline did though. He's like, so this is how you act on first dates?
Why are you okay with that, Tauri?
I'm not okay with it because of the whole manager subordinate dynamic that's there. I just think it's funny that we're like, he put his
dick on the table.
Yeah, he put his junk on the table, and he was like, "You gonna do something with it?" No,
that's what I heard.
What just happened?
He threw it down. Like, what you want to do with this?
What show are you watching? Yeah, you're right. He didn't do anything so inappropriate that he can't come back from it. But when we're in an episode where we are getting an Iris Berry moment, and then to go to this, it's like, oh God, the show is just frickin' stabbing us over and over again with the Iris love stories.
Well, I was very surprised that she even mentioned, we're married in 2 separate places now.
Yeah.
I wanted them to talk about it.
Yeah.
She says, promise me if we ever do get married, we'll not do that at our wedding.
Yeah, they're very cool with it.
As opposed to like, hey bro, hi brother, what's up? Like, very different to say something along those lines. Okay. They're clearly trying to ease us in, which I'm okay with, but do not give me another Iris love story right now. Because what if I fall in love with I start to ship them?
Well, we need some stumbling.
What would their name be? His name's Scott Evans. Skyrus.
Skyrus. That sounds great.
Skyrus.
Irot. Oh, bad.
Irate.
Or West Evans? Wevens?
Evest.
You guys let us know you're better at this than us.
I like that they're throwing him in there because I like that even though they're acknowledging that it's a fact that there's a chance that they could get married or they're married on different universes, they're not like, well, I guess we gotta.
Sorry, I would turn it off. I would that would be click over for me.
Right.
So you're very right. At least they're not doing that.
I am still holding out for a kiss this season.
Between
Iris and Barry.
Oh yeah, Iris and Barry.
I can see that happening.
I just need like a little something like the world's ending again and like a quick peck that maybe leads to something else.
He's about to fight Zoom one last time, and then he plants one on her.
He like needs help like zippering his like suits, and he's like, "Hey, can you get my back?" And she zips him up and puts him off from the world.
Ooh.
What do you got, Rox?
We've got Sinyad who says, I won't allow Skyrus. So really putting their foot down. CJ who says they have no name. So it seems like maybe...
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That dude Scott's
John who says hashtag no Skyrus. Yeah, it's not getting as much. And Sheila who says hell yeah, a kiss, talking about...
Yeah, Sheila, thank you.
So it seems like people aren't necessarily down with the Skyrus right now.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot harder for Barry to overcome Skyrus than it did her last fiance. Because Scott, like Roxy just said, it's a handsome dude. He has got a perfect face.
William says he
can't
calls
be a
him
girl on the show and not have your fiance die at least once.
I know.
Yeah.
You ain't been to Central City if your fiance ain't died. You ain't been there. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
I've never paid attention to the name of the newspaper before. It's the Central City Picture News.
I know.
Yeah, they gotta fix that.
Today, when looking at that massive sign, I was like, you really need some marketing team to come up
Picture
in here.
News.
Yeah. It's been around,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
like
not my
Instagram,
favorite.
but on paper. Come and get it, boys.
Come and get it,
Oh
boys.
my God, I know. So we got to talk about something that confused me. It's a bit of jewelry.
Yeah. Thank God for Tauri.
Bracelet that is on Jesse Quick's arm.
Yes. Well, all right. So
Go, Tauri,
in
go.
defense, because
That's all.
I mean,
And that's all the time we have. No, what do you think, Tauri?
I thought this was an interesting turn. I mean, we had Wells give her his meta detector, and it had his journal on it too. And so she found out that he killed a dude. Like, I had forgotten that he killed someone, being Turtle, until they had the little last time on Flash thing.
And he pulled out his frickin' brain through his nose. Yeah, that was a little grimy.
Grimy.
I know this is this scene is divisive. Or at least their pairing of scenes, but I thought it was really interesting because she's not being whiny about it in that she's like, you saved me. It's more like she doesn't want to be the reason why her dad goes down a dark path.
Okay. The first thing I'll say is that the actress did a great job.
She did.
At this character. I think that she is doing exactly what they want her to be doing, and it's making me feel exactly how I think they want me to feel, which is frustrated. I see what she's doing, and I understand that she really clearly loves her father, and she doesn't want him to become this person that she doesn't respect. But I don't think she's looking at this from the other side at all, which is, you sound ungrateful.
Yeah.
He has saved your life. It's the same thing as when she left Earth 2, and she's like, but I don't have any friends there.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden the friends you've made, you want to go off. Her character is confusing to me, but I think a lot of young girls, so she's obviously under 21, are confused and are a little lost. So I think she's very realistic and she is killing it, but right now maybe not my favorite character.
She was kind of frustrating me this episode. She keeps pulling me, and I love Jesse. I love Jesse Quick, but the ungratefulness. It's like, man, he killed them for you.
Yeah, but
he killed them for you.
The noble thing to do is if your life is weighed against another, then the unselfish thing to do is to say, hey, maybe my life is not worth all these other lives. And so essentially her issue is that he's willing to burn the world down just for her one life.
Yes.
And it's cute, from a romantic standpoint, to want someone to do that for you. But at the realistic point of view of it is that you can't be accepting of someone who is willing to go to any length to save you or keep you safe.
But she should be more accepting of her father being like that, because that's his sole job. As a father, that's his sole job, is to protect her.
All right.
Everything gets burned down for her. Everything. I will kill whoever I have to make sure that you're okay.
Okay.
But no, please.
I'm going to make an asinine comparison.
Oh, here we go. Tari's coming at me.
No.
Go Tauri, get it Tauri.
So say it was your dad, right?
Yes.
And essentially, in order for you to wake up every day, your dad had to take a bit of poison.
Yes.
Just so you can live another day.
Yes.
What would you want him to stop? Would you that's essentially what we're doing is every time that every time she's in danger, he has to put a little more darkness in him to get her back.
I understand, but I would understand why my father did it though. You know what I mean? She just doesn't understand what her father does, and that's what kind of irks me about her. She's not understanding why he makes the decisions.
Tauri, if your explanation was 100% the reason she's doing this, I could get more on board. But I think a part of her just is being a teenage girl who's he's being overprotective of me and I want to live my life.
Right.
So, when she wants to go to the club with the friends, I think she kind of is number one, Dad, you're kind of annoying me. Stop looking over me so much. And number two, this really could be affecting you. We can't do that. So I think it's half and half, which is realistic.
Right. I just think they're doing it for the sake of bringing up this morality issue, because that's what you do when things are black and white. But I think that the more interesting choice would be for the writers to write the script where she says, I don't want you to make that choice where you pick someone else's life over mine, but I understand why you would, and it really is complicating things. And I want to have that conversation, how it plays out. Because if someone had a gun to his head and made her choose between him or two strangers, she's going to have to think about it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The chat, because you mentioned the watch, wants us to talk about when it was going off and if it was because of Barry or if it was because of Wally.
I think it was going off because of both.
Maybe. I was hoping it was Wally. That's the first thing that was coming to my mind. I was like, wait, is it because of Wally? I'm hoping.
But I just was confused by the watch because it had, like, I get, okay, maybe Harrison's diary, like, spoken journals on it. Maybe it's playing it, but it's playing that one, like, divisive clip over and over. It's like, I just thought it seemed like a plant. You know, like to like make her mad by somebody doing it. I don't think that's actually what happened. But to me, like, why would it be this one clip that like incriminates him on repeat?
Well, I mean, at the time she was hacking it to make it stop reacting to Barry. So I think it just a little clip played that was a piece of his little darkness diatribe, and then I think that she went back and listened to the whole thing.
Okay, I'm just a little bit let down. Excuse me, I'm a little bit let down because they said that she is the most brilliant mind on Earth too, more so than Harrison Wells, more so than anybody else.
But
and what
who
have we
said that?
seen with it?
Who said that, Jeff?
Harrison.
Her dad.
Oh, that's true.
So it's not like it's been written in all the newspapers. Like my dad hops over a planet and they're like, "Tell me about your daughter." He would be like, "She is the smartest, most beautiful."
Okay, I'm exaggerating that. Maybe she's not the smartest person, but she's an incredibly smart person. Right. I'll believe because look at her parents. Okay, parent.
Yeah.
I want them to do something with that. Don't label someone genius and like let them walk away.
So maybe we'll take a little trip to Opal City and see that she has done something very intelligent there.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
I feel you on that. I was just trying to please you, Jeff.
Thank you so much. Do we think that we're going to see a side effect from her being shot up with the V9? Like, it was meaning speedster powers, or is that past?
Jesse Quick?
Yeah, I was hoping, that's what I thought. There were so many things that happened in this episode where it kind of looked like that's where it was going.
Right.
With the blood transfusion, we thought Barry was going to give her the blood transfusion.
I do think that's where it's going, though.
With everything that happened toward this episode?
Yeah.
You think it's still connected inside of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's connected inside of her?
Because she got a bit of it inside.
The V9.
Like,
Yeah, the V9.
Trajectory puts it into
But I
Jesse
thought that
Quick.
was all flushed out
Yeah, that's
with
what they
Harrison
said.
Wells' PZ negative blood.
I think it's going to be like dormant in her for a bit until something happens. Maybe it's just like an initial little shock, not a big particle accelerator.
You know, all those drugs I was seeing this episode, I was kind of hoping that it would somehow find its way to Wally. But this episode became so anti-drug enhancement. Like, I don't see Wally ever being like, I don't care about drugs, and just sticking it in his arm, you know? So I don't know if that's going to happen now.
Speaking of Wally, though, how him and
Jesse?
him and Jesse,
Yeah.
they was real flirty.
Yeah.
She's young, but they keep emphasizing how young she is. So I'm like, she's
How
kind
old
of
was
young.
Wally?
But then I was also...
He
That's true,
was
that's
applying
true.
for grad school, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're fine age together.
Yeah.
But
19, 20.
I did think if I'm at a bar and I'm meeting somebody for the first time, and he's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, far." And he's like, "How far? Really far away?" I would have been like, "Why are you gonna kidnap me or something?" Like, he was coming out a little strong with the question.
Those awkward questions. Like, how far? What's the mileage?
Would anybody know if I took you back to my place? Just kidding, because Wally's great, but like,
He doesn't have game, whatever.
The game wasn't quite there.
Okay, guys, we're almost out of time. We got to transfer some predictions.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Just to refresh our memories, some things we saw in the preview are the return of the Pied Piper,
Return of the Pied
Piper, which seems to be working in conjunction with the team. We
I
also
like
saw,
Pied Piper. I'm excited for that.
yeah,
Yes!
We also saw a future Barry and some dead bodies from Hogwarts floating around.
Yeah.
Anybody have any solid predictions?
I didn't. This isn't a solid prediction, but when Wells wasn't believing Barry, I thought it was cool to see the tables turned on Barry a little bit because Barry is now like not trusting anybody. So somebody be questioning him. It was interesting.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
I don't know where we're going with that, but I was kind of into it.
Yeah.
I just can't even begin to think what the floating bodies would be.
Oh, I think you just said what they were. Hogwarts.
Floating.
Hogwarts.
Oh, sorry. You're exactly right. Are they Death Eaters? Yeah, I don't know.
They had mentioned in the preview that they're quote unquote time wraiths.
Wraiths.
Which I don't think I've seen since Doctor Who. But I think that's interesting because we have had a lot of mention of time travel having all these alternate effects, and we've seen them a little bit implied, but I like that now we get overt effects, and essentially it seems like time is unraveling, right?
That's a very cool idea.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna watch Supergirl?
I am Monday night.
Yes.
You are?
I'm so excited for
Cool.
it.
But I don't know how is he gonna get there. I thought this episode was gonna
run
end
really fast.
But I thought this episode was probably gonna end with
I agree with Jeff. He's probably just gonna go really fast.
yeah. But I thought this episode was gonna end with him going there and ending up there next week. So
No, it's not a crossover.
How's he gonna get there quickly?
I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So sometime between Tuesday and Monday, he makes his way
He
there.
takes a plane through a wormhole. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the future Barry that we see stopped into Supergirl on his way back, and that's how he ends up in the past.
I think we're overthinking this, so I'm gonna shut it down.
Got
Guys,
some
we're
planning
almost
to
over.
do.
We all see you next week.
Yes.
Let's do some. Tell us where we can find you guys on social media. Until next time.
Guys, I'm Roxy Striar. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar. And like I mentioned before, follow us at The Tomorrow Show, thetomorrowshow.com. We're live Mondays and Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m.
And I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J, TaurijJay.
I'm Micheal Drew. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL.
Cool. And I'm Jeffrey Masters. A tweet from Jeff Masters 1. Guys, we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.